Fox welcomes you back to the Subway 300 presented by Labor Ready. We are currently under caution. Mike McLaughlin is your leader. The third caution flag of the day, a spectacular 16-car crash here. Let's check on someone involved in that with our Jeannie Zelasco. Jeannie?
Yes, Chris, here with Marty Houston, who said this is the first time you ever had the breath completely knocked out of you, but the good news is it's back and there are no broken ribs. You're doing okay, yes?
Yeah, after a few minutes, I got my breath back. Just a massive wreck. You know, you worry about that at Talladega, and it's something that's on your mind, and you know, sure enough, there it was. I think from what we're hearing, David had a problem with the tire, and I never saw it coming, never saw it start, just got pinched up in the wall. Up to that point, you know, we were pretty happy. Channel Lock Chevy was running good. We tried to stretch our fuel mileage as far as we could, and we came down, and the guys on Channel Lock crew did a good job on the stop, but we had a carburetor problem, couldn't get the car back going, so we went a few laps down, and from that point, pretty much trying to avoid what happened and get a good day for Channel Lock. But you know, that's Talladega. I've always said I enjoyed this place, and I've always said I've never been in one of the big wrecks, and now I've been in one of the big wrecks, so I'll let you know.
Yeah, and you have the memento of some strap bruises, but you're doing okay. Dick Berggren?
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson's car is behind us right now, or at least what's left of a car. The nose of that thing is all torn off. Radiator is out of it. Jimmy, you okay?
Yeah, that hurt. That's amazing. You don't realize how fast you're going. You kind of lull yourself into a daze, and got hit 4 or 5 times, and it looked like Fidua turned a blue car. I don't know who it was, but turned him around, and it was all over from then. I'd run over from behind, but real shame. We started 29th. We're coming up through the pack. I think everybody back at the shop and everybody here behind me, I think they're bored. I don't think this car's going to make it back on the track, but they're going to try to get it together so we can get out and get going. So I'll just take a few Excedrin tonight, and I'll be all right.
All right, we're glad you're okay. To Chris Myers.
All right, thank you very much. With Jeff Hammond, let's do a little speculating here, because 22 cars were on the lead lap. Now a third of the field pretty much wiped out. The tire, can you, I mean, something like that you just have to be ready for. You can't predict something like that. What do you think happened?
Chris, is kind of it's premature to make an assumption on this, but it looked to me like maybe the tread is bonded to the carcass of the tire, and it appeared that there has a separation right there from the tire itself. The tread area came off. That could have been caused because of it ran over something and air was going out of it. It separated that quick, because you got to realize you run 190 miles an hour, and it can happen instantly.
Well, I'm sure a number of the drivers want to know exactly what happened. Also, you know, it's interesting. A number of them said that they were really kind of thrown around a little bit. And David Green mentioning that his Simpson safety gear did what it was supposed to, and at this point, no word of any serious injury. So what about getting back into the race? Those that can and those that survive that spill, what's their approach the rest of the way?
Well, I'm sure they'll be worried about it, but at the same time, you've really got to kind of shake it off. You got to realize, hey, there's a few less cars that have to be messing with out there, but you still got to figure out how to get around the guy in front of you. Or if you're leading the race, you got to figure out how to keep him behind you. Yeah, now for someone like David Green, and earlier we saw even Joe Nemechek, who was out before this race, said he thought he had the best car in this race. Does this, and maybe we hear about the big one so often. We talked about the Talladega 500 race on Sunday, Jeff, the anticipation of either being out in front or laying back and trying to avoid in the different packs. What did you see in this particular instance that worked or didn't work for those drivers? The first thing I saw is what happened couldn't have been avoided. There's nothing David Green could have done about it. The 66 car, he had no choice. He had to try to get above him to keep him running the back of him. This is what happens when you have such good competition going this fast. Anything can happen, and when it does, it's usually catastrophic, and it's huge.
All right, let's check back down on the pit area with our Jeannie Zelasco as we got to look at some of the cars being worked on. Jeannie?
Cars being worked on, some of the drivers as well, but the good news for David Starr, the Hans device worked very well, yes?
Yeah, the Hans device was great. That was the first time I really got to use it. You know, you wear the Hans device and never really had a chance, and that was the first time. I'll tell you what, I lived by the Hans device. It really worked real good for us. We had a good run at the start of the race, and the hood started to come off. The hood brace broke, and we had to come in for a pit stop to nail the hood back down. We poppered it down, and we got behind 2 or 3 laps, and we were just trying to go to the end, and it's unfortunate that our 31W installation Pontiac didn't make it to the end. We was just trying to make a bad day into bring it home in one piece, and that's not gonna be today.
On the tape, we could see a tire out there. Could you see anything? You
know, what I could see was David Green. I didn't know if another car got into David Green or he lost his tire. Somebody said his tire came off the rim, but all I could see is his car got sideways, and I checked up. Somebody hit me from behind, and I was just a ping pong ball bouncing off all the other cars. But it's a fun place to race. I mean, it's great racing. It's just when that happens, you see what happens. It collects a lot of cars, but you know, if we could just avoid the big wreck, the fans would have seen a great race, and there's still going to be a good race out there. Just hopefully everybody finishes in one piece.
Most important, you are. Go rest. Matt?
Thank you.
Well, Bobby Hamilton Jr. in the 26 cars returned to the racetrack after his third stop on pit road. His crew hot riveted a new front fascia on that number 26 car, trying to fix the left front damage. A lot of tape on the front, trying to seal up all the body areas here to make this car as aerodynamic as possible. But a tough break for this number 26 team.
Thanks, Matt. NASCAR confirms that all of the drivers involved in that accident are okay, that there are no injuries. That is certainly good news to pass along. There are our leaders, Mike McLaughlin and Jeff Green. Now, the driver that Tim Fedowa ended up bumping into Marty Houston and into the wall is out of the race, and with Jeannie.
Yeah, David Donahue, take us through your perspective of what happened. You were just sent flying.
Yeah, I was the middle guy, 3 wide, and Tim just got up into me, and when I had to move up because he moved me up a lane, there was already a car on my outside and just turned me up to the wall. And it's real unfortunate for Team Marines because it's 2 for 2. You know, we crashed in Nashville with Tim and now here with Tim, so we'll be back at Fontana. We'll never give up, but you know, Team Renzi motor's on.
And you're doing okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It was a pretty hard hit, but I wore the Hans device like a lot of these guys do nowadays, and we're all right.
All right, take the rest of the day off. Go relax. Thanks for the time. Guys?
That face looked familiar. David's dad was Mark Donahue, Indy 500 champ and a NASCAR Winston Cup winner. Tomorrow on the Fox family of networks, wall-to-wall NASCAR. Mike Skinner's in the driver spotlight on NASCAR this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern on Fox Sports Net. Then our Talladega 500 presented by Subway at 12:30 Eastern Time on Fox. And NASCAR Victory Lane to wrap it all up on the net at 9 p.m. your local time. We'll be right back.